LPE.AK, whose top three characters are, of course, the one and only Shaheen, who has gained him so much fame and wins locally and internationally. He also has a Geese in his arsenal and an Akuma, which he has yet to bring out in this conference.
Yep, and it's fair to say that AK has been the unchallenged king of the Nationals, winning both conferences from last season with a very, very prolific performance throughout the season as well. Look at that win rate, 65%, and very impressive characters played, 10. So, as you can see, even though Shaheen is his anchor, he still has quite of an arsenal behind him.
Definitely a huge selection of characters, including just recently he tried playing Fakumram, though not getting quite a lot of success. But he also has brought out Leroy Smith. Now here is his opponent, which is Signal Ultra Warriors' very own NatureLover. Who, as you mentioned earlier, they do have a connection there because NatureLover used to be the coach for AK, and so they probably know each other's moves to some degree, though it's been such a long time since then. Now, NatureLover, we know him as a female character specialist, as you can see with his top pick characters with Julia, Nina, and Lily, and probably there's a few more under there.
Yep, Femme Fatale. And talk about Julia. I feel like Julia is such a underrepresented character. She's very strong. I would definitely dub her as the meterless geese, as her wall carry is absolutely disgusting. Of course, Nina's always been a treat for the viewers at home. Mount has been bringing that to the table, and it's going to be exciting to see what NatureLover can do to give that character a spin if he chooses to bring that out.
That certainly will be interesting to see a completely different Nina Williams. I'm also excited to see maybe other female characters take the spotlight. I want to see a Zafina. We have yet to see him. We saw him around at the end of the previous conference with different players actually trying to make her work. But here are our players, LPE.AK and Signal Ultra Warriors NatureLover, just prepping for their matches. AK fresh off of a win over Smart Omega Spica.
Yes, definitely. And my goodness, we didn't expect that Leroy pick at all. We honestly thought the Fakumram would have come out, or maybe even a Shaheen right off the bat. But lo and behold, everyone is a victim of the Leroy bug. Not even the king himself can resist such strength and such power.
It's kind of when you see the opportunity to use such a strength or such a weapon, it kind of corrupts your sense of, I wouldn't say morality, just picking Leroy in a sense, but still it's hard to pass up on the opportunity to get an advantage over your opponent. Though even though AK did choose the Leroy, Pika stuck to his guns, tried to make the Armor King work, and did put up a massive fight against him. So props to him, but still a little bit short against AK. Now let's see if AK can carry that momentum onto this match against NatureLover.
And here's the tail of the tape. The Leroy once again coming in from AK. And, well, NatureLover just bringing out the big guns almost immediately. Of course, he's a very prolific, if not the best Julia player around, you know?
He certainly is. We've only seen we have only seen two other players, I think, maybe three other players bring out Julia here in the Nationals. The most notable was from the previous conference was Haji of the Emperors. But now we're going to be seeing the true force of the hashtag Tunay na Julia, that is NatureLover.
And already starting strong as these folks have already chipped away so much health away from AK, but AK doing a great job of staying in this fight. And look at the lashing arrow, already chipping more health, but the big counter hit, Poru.
Yes, Coffin Breaker just putting a stop to NatureLover here, dealing so much damage, optimizing that combo from Leroy Smith. Another Coffin Breaker, I think this is going to be it for the first round. Yes, it is, and LPE.AK takes it with some dominance.
And you blink, you missed it. That was such a fast round from both players, and they're just straight up brawling, no spacing whatsoever. There are no walls to contain them, but they want to keep this up close and personal.
I think that's exactly where AK wants to play this game, though Leroy does have some decent mid-range tools. He really excels at rushing down his opponents with the different options from his Hermit stance. Now, Signal Ultra Warriors NatureLover doesn't seem to have a response quite yet.
Yep, and he's just trying to cut away at this deficit, but that Magic 4 did connect, but another counter hit. AK pressed in so many buttons, but now he is enraged.
Last chance here, 23 seconds left on the clock and very little life for AK, and that party crasher is going to take him down. Nature Lover evens out the score.
And I love this. Just right off the bat, second half, let's start off with a very, very intense match there. Beautiful crushing. But so far, Nature Lover is still not on pace to take this from AK, as AK has kind of slowed down the tempo.
He certainly has, and it has also solidified his defense, but that beautiful sidestep from Nature Lover making the attack option from AK whiff, and now he's going to be evening things out. Not quite going to be able to finish, but still, AK gets that coffin breaker, Raph.
Exactly, and that coffin breaker putting Nature Lover one step closer to the grave here, but that Wild Rising 4 will connect on the chin of AK. AK still trying to just keep this life lead alive. There's still a lot of time to play as well.
Not gonna let that punish, not gonna let that bow and arrow rip, and AK takes a second round for himself. Now, one round away from taking this game, both players still in each other's faces, and Nature Lover gets that big launch into this serious damage on this Julia Chang.
Absolute confidence letting that rip there. Very dangerous. It is launch punishable, but AK getting that momentum once again. That Hermit stance, that parry has been keeping him safe since the Pika match, but oh, big while rising 2-2.
Nature Lover trying to sidestep there, but AK still manages to land the hit that he's looking for. Now, both players at almost equal life. AK slight advantage with half a minute left on the clock, taking some time, but throws out the cane and lands it on Nature Lover, and that's going to be the first game going to AK.
And that's something you always have to consider fighting a Leroy. When you're in that sweet spot for the cane to hit, you just have to just kind of back off. Nature Lover just kind of wanted to continue his momentum. He did have rage, so he was like, hey, you know what? If I can clip him with one big move, it's all over.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea from Nature Lover, because if you just back away and let the Leroy come to you, you are quite at a disadvantage, actually. Instead of waiting for the opportunity, Nature Lover tried to find an opportunity himself, but still AK saw that coming, used the cane, and landed the hit. It's nice to know that the cane isn't as good as when it was first released. So even though you do block that move, it's essentially the end of Leroy's turn. And that's also a one-off move as well. So you really want to block it. Nature Lover, however, was unable to do so.
Despite the nerfs that Leroy has experienced throughout his lifespan, obviously he is still on top of the mountain. If not, then people wouldn't be picking him as often, but definitely is the case. And honestly, I love the patience from AK, not letting that rip too early, nor using it, I would say, recklessly. That was a very calculated risk, and Nature Lover just had to take the brunt of it. But hopefully he can bounce back in the second match, make this a little more competitive, you know?
I certainly hope so. But now, of course, since AK did win this match, he will be sticking to Leroy, as the rules suggest. Now, it's an opportunity for Nature Lover to bring out somebody new, because while his movement was proving effective against AK, nakaka-sidestep siya, he's landing those hits, making AK's attack options whiff. It clearly did not work out in the end, and AK was able to adjust to what Nature Lover was trying to do. So let's see if he's going to be picking somebody else. Loading screen here.
Come on, let's see the tail of the tape once more. No, it's not.
It's still Julia Chang. But when we are making a switch to the stages, we are going to the arena, which is the closed off stage, circular, but it does have its edges, so gotta be careful. And this is where Julia Chang's wall carry potential with her combos is going to completely shine.
Yep, and talking about Julia's strengths, I think this is going to serve her, having the wall present, it's definitely going to serve her Oki as well. She has such dangerous Oki, it's just almost impossible to stay on the ground against this character. But AK, of course, has his own down forward 2-1, lets it rip almost immediately.
Completely unafraid of making use of the different tools that Leroy does have. Gets a little parry as well. Nature Lover is stuck in the corner. He's gonna have to try. Oh my goodness, AK with the reads there. Already Nature Lover in the red and just completely sealed off on that walled portion of the stage.
He did it again. That crushing, and oh my goodness, Nature Lover pressing buttons again. We'll have to pay the price, and once again, he's at the wall, almost at 50% health.
Those punches on the floor are piling on, but now the side switch situation might work for Nature Lover here. The lashing arrow comes out. He tries to go for a cross up, but AK already awake. On the red is Nature Lover. There's the rising 4. Oh my goodness, catches him crouching with a guaranteed hit. Now both in the red, the bow and arrow is blocked, and Nature Lover pays the price. That's 2 rounds for AK.
And the tempo, the momentum is absolutely in the favor of AKS once again. He's like, hey, did you forget about this? I hope you didn't, because I'm gonna remind you, this cane is in my back pocket, and look at that damage.
Yeah, completely hurting Julia with that cane. 2 for 2 on that one-off move of Leroy Smith. Now Nature Lover is in some serious trouble. He does get the counter hit Laura.
He does. He's fighting back. He still has rage available, and that Julia wall carry is definitely shining right now, doing quite a number on AK as well, but AK's back on his feet, Oru.
And backing away a little bit now, closing the distance. A bow and arrow lands for Nature Lover here. Last hit, there is the mid palm coming in from Nature Lover. He is alive and he is on the board.
Definitely, but oh, the whiff on the punish gives Nature Lover an opportunity to strike first in this round. Beautiful wall carry, the Oki is in play. The second hit, he lets it rip.
AK lets it rip as well from that hermit stance. Tries to go for the coffin breaker once again. Now Nature Lover has his back towards the wall, gets the magic for it, completely interrupts AK's offense and gets that damage for the kill. Now it's down to the wire here in this match, Raph. What's gonna happen?
That was a statement. These last 2 rounds have all been Nature Lovers. Like, did you forget that I am still in this? We're fighting right now. It looks a little more even, but the coffin breaker busts him open.
In between, there's a follow-up after those hop kicks, and AK knew that it might come out. He just threw it out there. Now Nature Lover not quite enraged. Now he gets that low string as AK tries to duck, and the bow and arrow is once again blocked, and AK takes it 2-0 for this match. Congratulations to him, and fantastic performance on that Leroy Smith.